$1,500 bonus cash or get Explorer with $5,000 total cash.
Welcome to the Dignity Health Sports Standout Special on ABC 10. Local student athletes overcoming adversity.
I feel like I'm the best.
Defying the odds.
Oh my God, TJ Shorts!
Making a difference.
This right here is rehabilitation.
Stories of inspiration.
She did all of that and played and accomplished all of that while she had cancer, and we didn't even know it.
Stars on the field and off.
Some NFL team will take them. They'll be lucky.
This is the Dignity Health Sports Standout Special. Here's your host, Lena Washington.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Lena Washington, and over the last year or so, ABC 10 sports producer Sean Cunningham and I have been going beyond the stats, records, and accolades, sharing stories of some remarkable Sacramento area athletes. There's no doubting that Sacramento is a hotbed for talent, and over the last year, we've introduced you to national recruits, college stars, and products looking to fulfill their dreams of becoming a professional athlete, starting right here in Sacramento. Like this past spring, when we caught up with several local football stars waiting to hear their name called in the NFL draft. Stockton's Devron Davis, a product of Franklin High School, former Grant Pacer Trayvon Henderson, Sheldon High School alum Taron Johnson, and Roseville native Colton Miller. Now, Colton Miller was the first local product to get the call, drafted by the Raiders in the first round, and that's where we'll kick things off.
Colton Miller, left tackle, Roseville High School, Roseville, California, UCLA, NFL draft. It's such a blessing to be in this scenario, and I've been working and training so hard these years, and I've been waiting for this moment, and I'm so happy to get back to my community and have another Roseville guy go to the NFL, another big guy. Yeah, I'm just super excited.
Let's go!
I guess that didn't really click yet as a high school player. Of course, you have dreams of playing in the NFL, but to fathom it is difficult. No one really cares, what you were in high school. You're now the young guy, and you have to reestablish yourself. It was almost like a reset, and that's kind of what's going to happen now, heading to the draft. No matter where I get drafted, if I get drafted high or not, players don't really care. You have to almost reestablish yourself again.
Before Colton and his family left for the NFL draft in Dallas, preparing for the biggest moment of his life, we met the Millers for an evening of family fun at Topgolf. Just a couple days later, his NFL dream came true, as he was selected 15th overall by the Oakland Raiders.
I have a really good support system from my coaches to my family, and I feel like I'm really ready.
Colton Miller, offensive tackle, UCLA.
I have a lot of respect for this man's athleticism, number one. He's got a huge upside. The people that you have to block, Colton, hate to break it to you, but they're pretty good. And he's got versatility. He can play right tackle, he can play left tackle, and he's going to be a huge part of our future.
Former Sheldon High School star Taron Johnson heard his name called in the fourth round by the Buffalo Bills, and he made an immediate impact in his rookie season. In Week 4, Johnson recorded his first sack and forced fumble on Packers quarterback and Chico native Aaron Rodgers, and he came away with his first interception a week later. Not bad for a guy who went viral for an embarrassing moment at the NFL Combine, but when we caught up with the former Husky, all he could do was laugh about it.
Wow. Everyone sees what happens on the last day, but there's so much more. There's so much more that goes on behind the scenes before. A whole bunch of interviews. You're busy throughout the day, psychological testing, medical testing. It was a great opportunity, but it was very exhausting. Yeah. When that last day came, I was happy it was finally over.
They bring pressures, so you can see what happened. He got in the head. Hey, we got to get him in there, man.
Okay, so we was doing the gauntlet drill, and for some reason I forgot, because we had just went the other way, and then we was on the different side of the ball on the field, and for some reason I just remember I looked the wrong way. That's just all it was. Like, I forgot where the ball was coming from, and I looked the wrong way, and then by the time I looked back, it was too late. I was kind of upset because another player had did that before me, like 2 other players had did it before me, and the quarterback did not throw the ball, but he threw it with me. So I was just, after that I was like, that's why I kept going, because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Right. And then I realized, like, they was like, dude, you're gonna be all over the internet. I'm like, damn, it's all good though. Like, I wasn't tripping. And then, like, they were just telling me any publicity is good publicity. Yeah. So I just took it and ran with it, I guess.
There's no denying the Sacramento area pumps out football talent left and right. But here at Folsom High School, you will be watching the college football stars of tomorrow right here on this blue turf on any given Friday night. So you will want to remember the name Joseph Nagata. He's Folsom's star wide receiver. He's graduating in the spring, and after earning a state championship with the Bulldogs, he's now joining a college football national title contender with the Clemson Tigers.
Essentially everyone in the country offered Joe. Everyone was coming.
And everyone was waiting on bated breath to learn where one of the country's most coveted high school football players would commit to playing next season.
Nation on 3, 1, 2, 3. Nation!
Before the season got started, the Bulldog let the cat out of the bag. He'll be joining the Tigers at Clemson next year to further his education, and the 6'4" wideout might even win a national championship while he's there.
That was the best place for me to go elevate my game, also elevate myself as a man.
When he went out there, he said he felt like home. His parents went out, both of them loved it, loved Coach Dabo Sweeney, and now that decision's behind him, he's just full steam ahead and what can be successful for Folsom football. So it's been a good thing for us.
Folsom's longtime head coach Chris Richardson has seen some of his players enjoy the attention of being a national recruit, but he understands in the social media age there's added pressure on young athletes like Joseph.
It can be a little overwhelming sometimes, you know, and you got to be able to keep your ego in check. I think you got to be able to keep the Twitter talk in check. It can get a little crazy, you know, and with Joe, I think it did get a little crazy.
How do you block it out?
Knowing where I want to go, that's how I block it out. I have a goal and a vision, and got the horse blinders on, and none of that can faze me.
From Prairie City to Death Valley, with his commitment to Clemson out of the way, Joseph Nagata is ready to put in work for the Bulldogs, and what the entire Folsom community hopes is another banner season. If the Nagata name sounds familiar, that's because Joseph has two brothers. The oldest brother, Ariel, is wrapping up his second season as a linebacker for the University of Washington. But the youngest Nagata brother, Daniel, is making some noise as a national recruit as a junior at Folsom.
The biggest offer I have right now is Alabama, Michigan, Notre Dame.
Daniel has been dominating the running game for Folsom's high-powered offense, turning heads on the blue turf. And while he has another year at Folsom, his quarterback, Kaden Bennett, is closing out his high school career. It turns out Bennett won't be saying bye-bye to the blue turf after all. The elusive QB recently announced his commitment to Boise State.
I said Boise is a place I always wanted to be, and it was just a place that I just felt like was home to me.
So the three Nagata brothers and Kaden Bennett, well, that's just scratching the surface when it comes to all the heralded athletes to come from this Folsom football program. But even outside of Folsom, we have athletes from all over our area getting Division I college looks.
I like that's the academic side of Notre Dame. I want to go into business too, so they have a really good business program. The football aspect, obviously, they're really good, big-time program. So play on national schedule, all that stuff.
Jesuit High School star Isaiah Rutherford is heading to South Bend next year. He'll also be joining Oak Ridge alum and El Dorado Hills native Ian Book, who's been getting a lot of national attention as the quarterback for Notre Dame, leading the Irish to a college football playoff. And for Placer's Joey Capra, it's a dream come true, committing to play college ball at the University of Oregon. But of course, these are just a handful of local football stars on their way to doing big things at the collegiate level.
Coming up, we are leaving Folsom and heading west to Davis, introducing you to some Aggies on the rise.
Let's start the countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy
Doggy got you down? Get rid of those doggy downers with $150 off in-home dog training from Uncle Matty. That's in-home training for life. Call Uncle Matty today.
We've had honey baked ham for as long as I can remember. I grew up with it. Now our kids are growing up with it.
My favorite is the glaze.
The crunch, the sweetness.
Amazing. Besides, there is no negotiation in my house are the cheesy potatoes and the creamed corn.
Champagne mustard and the pineapple chutney.
I don't have to make anything anymore.
I think I'm gonna get a honey baked ham.
Mom got a honey baked ham.
I got the honey baked ham. I'm coming home.
Honey baked ham is always easy, perfect, and loved.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring. But everywhere else, there are performers, dancers, designers, the dads and the drivers. There are doers of good, and bringers of glee. This time of the year, it's so much more than a bow on a tree.
Those who give their best deserve the best. Celebrate your year with the Season of Audi sales event.
Call it a feeling, call it a premonition. Things are about to go my way. You don't have to see it, just believe it's coming. Some things are bound to change.
Got a new puppy? Now what? Well, right now get $150 off in-home dog training from Uncle Matty. That's in-home training for life. Call Uncle Matty today.
I can't imagine a worse nightmare than what Grandpa went through.
I'd have been in there laying with them if they'd let me.
California Wildfires, a 7-part miniseries. New episode tonight at 11. Welcome back to the Dignity Health Sports Standout Special on ABC 10.
We are here at Jim Soker Field at Aggie Stadium on the campus of UC Davis, catching up with a couple collegiate athletes putting their programs on the map. We'll start right here with the football team and Keelan Doss, who tells me he didn't know UC Davis had a football team before landing with the Aggies, but the senior had a record-setting junior year, and he led the Aggies on a historic playoff run.
Most people know Keelan Doss as the guy who catches all those touchdown passes for the UC Davis football team.
It's crazy. You won a couple games and people start recognizing you guys, right? Went downtown, you know, and people like, hey, man, football team? And I'm like, yeah.
Whether it's walking around downtown Davis or running into the end zone at Aggie Stadium, Keelan Doss is hard to miss. Doss is the Aggies' star receiver. The senior was named the Big Sky Conference's Offensive Player of the Year in 2017. And for the second straight season, he's a finalist for the Walter Payton Award, the Heisman Trophy of the FCS. On the heels of his record-setting season for the Aggies, Doss made the decision to stay at Davis instead of going the professional route.
I had a couple options. I could have obviously went to the NFL or whatnot, and I could have actually graduated and transferred to a couple places. So, you know, I thought coming back to UC Davis for my last year would have been the best opportunity for me. One, like I tell everybody, is to help this program get back to where it needs to be, and so far we accomplished some of that this year.
Whoever gets him next year is going to be happy because that guy's going to be professional about whatever he does, and some NFL team will take him. They'll be lucky because he will provide a lot of intangibles that they all need in that locker room as well as the physical part.
I mean, it's awesome, right? The funny thing is, like, I had these goals, like I was telling you, like, since I was in high school, right? So I didn't care where I played or where I went. I just wanted to prove to everybody that I am a top caliber player.
But that's not exactly how the senior wants to be remembered.
At the end of the day, I want to be remembered for how hard I worked and, you know, just being the guy that really cared for other people.
Of course, the next chapter of Keelan Doss's story will be preparing for the NFL draft, and we are certainly looking forward to seeing this Aggie playing on Sundays. Now, from Jim Soker Field to Bob Hamilton Court here at the Arc on the campus of UC Davis, the next two Aggies we profile call this place home. We'll begin with TJ Shorts, who might have been considered a long shot in terms of landing with the Division I college basketball program. UC Davis was the only school that offered him, but on national TV, TJ Shorts made a name for himself with this one shot.
They score with 6 seconds and we're down 2 and you got to go length of the floor, and that seems like odds are against you. You can have the best plays in the world, but if your guys, A, don't buy in and B, can't execute, then they're not worth a darn. And those guys to a T work the play perfectly.
Raj drops off a perfect bounce pass that I could just catch in stride.
I knew TJ, as fast as he is, he was going to get up and get a good shot.
Throw ahead to Printed. Printed throws over the short. Shorts on the attack. He's going to launch a 3-ball for the win. It's in! TJ Shorts hits a 3-ball. 1.9 to go. Farley belly. Booker a half-court heave. It doesn't go! And the Aggies win it! The Aggies win it! Oh my God, TJ Shorts! One of the greatest victories in UC Davis history.
At the time, it did feel like any other shot. I was open and I got a good look. Felt like another shot, and seeing it go through the net was just great. Every kid goes through it. You're working out, and then at the end of the workout, you're messing around and you 5, 4, 3, 2, and you just put up a shot that you think you can make, and you never know when you might have to take a shot like that. I've seen that replay probably over 100 times, but It never gets old.
I've been a part of a lot of basketball games, and that's up there and in the conversation for one of the best.
And check out head coach Jim Les breaking it down with his team. The Aggies head basketball coach, former Sacramento Kings player, says he got ribbed a little bit for these dance moves, but when you win like that, you get to dance like this.
And now we'd like to introduce you to Mahalia White, a spark plug for a UC Davis volleyball program on the rise. She earned a Big West Conference Freshman of the Year last year, but soon after her season ended, she realized her future with volleyball would soon be in jeopardy.
And to think she did all of that and played and accomplished all of that while she had cancer, and we didn't even know it.
I thought my back pain was just back pain from playing, and I did a lot of research myself on what could have been wrong, but cancer was definitely not one of the things I was looking at.
White was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. From January until April, she underwent chemotherapy. Her mom, a breast cancer survivor, by her side every step of the way. The White's positive energy is enough to disguise any diagnosis. And now Mahalia and her mom are working together to get her back on the court, cancer-free, competing harder than she ever has before.
It just felt great to feel alive again, because there's a point where I just felt like I was just existing, but I wasn't like living. But now it feels great to have energy and just look more like myself.
And I tell anyone, when she get back on that court, if you thought she was good when she had cancer playing, wait till she get out there on that court and play and no cancer. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm like, kick butt like mama told you.
I had a chance to catch up with Mahalia and her mom at a football game earlier this fall. She said she redshirted this season, but she's feeling good and working towards getting back on the court, and we certainly can't wait to see her here.
Still to come, we're taking you from the pitch to the prison yard with Sacramento Republic FC. And one of the most coveted college basketball recruits coming from our own backyard will introduce you to Jordan Brown and bring you his unlikely decision.
A February to remember starts with a December to remember at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2019 NX300 for $319 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The delicious charbroiled famous star from Carl's Jr., where the food is the star. And so are you.
It's not the holidays until the halls are decked with devices.
Go over
That's why Xfinity XFi delivers the best Wi-Fi experience, so the whole family can stream, game, and share together.
They're here.
After all, the more the merrier. Now that's simple, easy, awesome.
Deck your devices with America's best internet provider and get Xfinity Internet and TV for $34.99 a month for a year. Plus, see how you can save when you switch to Xfinity Mobile. Click, call, or visit a store today.
That is a thing of beauty.
Guys, we have a little something in the oven, too.
Some cheesy bread?
No, not cheesy bread.
Well, you can't put a salad in the oven, so what?
Matt, there's a bun in the oven. She's pregnant.
So no cheesy bread.
At Papa Murphy's, for only $10, get a large made-from-scratch cowboy pizza. Papa Murphy's. We make it, you bake it.
A September to remember starts with a December to remember at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2019 RX 350 for $419 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Welcome back to the Dignity Health Sports Standout Special on ABC 10.
We're here now at Folsom State Prison, and behind these walls, half of the prisoners are serving life sentences. Once notorious for violence, this prison is now focused on rehabilitating inmates, and Sacramento Republic FC has been an integral part of that. For the last several months, the club has been coming here to play soccer on the yard with prisoners, and I had a chance to follow them in to capture the experience, and it was something I won't soon forget.
I feel like that sports has the ability to bring a lot of people together, to bridge gaps.
Who's the goal scorer?
I really believe in bridging the gap between, the institution and the community. And rehabilitation can come in a lot of different shapes, forms, and fashions. And this right here is rehabilitation.
Once a month, you can find Sacramento's pro soccer team on the yard at Folsom State Prison, playing a pickup soccer game with inmates, many of whom have been locked up and disconnected from the outside world for more than a decade.
I've been here at Folsom Prison for about 8 years and been currently incarcerated for 17 years.
But for about an hour, once a month, inmates like Lou feel free again.
To play with these guys in here, it's like, for me, it takes away from everyday life that I have to go through in here. These are good guys that come in and they treat us, like I said, just like humans, and that's all we ask.
Even though this game is still being played inside the Folsom State Prison walls, it gives these inmates an opportunity to step outside their current situation.
Because I think it just comes from unconditional love, as in, regardless of what happened to put us in this position, that these guys, they see us as human beings, and it feels good to be amongst these men.
Obviously, growing up the son of a police officer, you get a little bit different viewpoint on a lot of things, but I think on the surface, most of these guys are pretty good dudes that had an unfortunate incident or two, and that's really what it comes down to. And, so far, everyone I've talked to has been awesome.
Yeah, you're doing great. Hey, we scored?
Yes. As the sun sets on the yard of California's second oldest prison, dozens of men in denim look on as the beautiful game is played, getting just a glimpse into what it's like being on the outside. Some of the men in this game will be locked up for life. The simple pleasures of a dirt pitch, an inflated ball, a handshake, and a hug mean the world to these inmates.
I think they've paid their dues for the most part. The fact that they're in here is a tough situation, and so I think anytime they can get a chance to have a little fun and a little bit of freedom, I guess, that's great for them.
Sacramento Republic, man, we're going to have a better season next year, man. We're going to go ahead and take it all away. Yeah.
I want to thank Sacramento Republic FC and the good folks here at Folsom State Prison for allowing us in to share this story. The club hopes to continue programs like this in the future.
Still to come, a local football player goes viral for a basketball trick shot. But could Mr. Harriel recreate his magic? We'll show you next.
Ford F-150. Built for the holidays.
Bring home the F-150 with 0% financing for 60 months plus $3,000 bonus cash. Only at your California Ford dealers.
Everything Movies. Extra Butter with Mark S. Allen. Sponsored by Cinemark.
You could have gone down to the nearby tree lot and picked out a nice little spruce for the holidays, but you've got a Ford Escape with four-wheel drive.
Now get Escape Edge or Explorer at 0 for 60 plus $1,500 bonus cash, or get Escape with $4,500 total cash.
Welcome back to the Dignity Health Sports Standout Special on ABC 10.
And now to a familiar face this past year to our Dignity Health Sports Standout. He was one of the most sought-after basketball players in the country. Roseville's Jordan Brown, he led Wood Creek to a state championship appearance when he was a junior. Then he jumped to famed Basketball Academy Prolific Prep in Napa, where he became an All-American. Our Sean Cunningham was with him every step of the way.
McDonald's All-American, really, I'm going to be honest, it's top of the top. It's just an amazing feeling to just say that I'm one of them. So I have 7 schools, Cal, UCLA, Oregon, Gonzaga, Nevada, St. John's, and Lafayette, my dad's school.
And in no particular order, right?
Yeah, no particular order, yeah.
Hey, go Crack.
In a stunner to many, including Nevada and former Kings head coach Eric Musselman and his daughter Mariah, Jordan Brown announced his decision on Twitter. He's taken his talents to Reno, joining the Nevada Wolfpack.
It's been a long process, and it's been ups and downs, and finally being able to get that weight off my shoulders, it's great. It feels great. Honestly, they've been there since day one. Coach Musselman, he's been doing a real good job at recruiting me. He would text me just about every day, every morning, just like random stuff, whether it's like pictures of me or just pictures about like the team or just checking up on me.
Sticking with the hardwood, where it was a Sac State football player who happens to love hoops too, finding a different way to scratch that basketball itch. His name is Mr. Harriel, and after coming off the best season ever for Sac State football in 2017, Mr. found a different way to put Sac State on the national spotlight. Our Sean Cunningham caught up with the viral video sensation.
My phone, I had to turn my notifications off because it's just been booming all day. So it's been crazy for me.
And if you're featured on SportsCenter, you could say it's a good day.
Beast mode here.
His name is Mr. Harriel. No, we're not being formal. That's his given name. And if you've been to a Sac State football game, you've heard it a lot. The Antelope High School product turned star safety led the Hornets in tackles in 2017, but folks across the country might know Harriel better as Mr. Trick Shot.
I enjoy doing trick shots. It first started with the Euro step that I did at the bowling alley.
Okay. I haven't seen that one yet. What was that one like?
That was my first viral video. It went on Bleacher Report, and then that's when it all started.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, so there's nothing new.
Nah, nothing new.
Even inspiring others to take what he's calling the long snap challenge.
So you got a lot more other ideas?
A magician never tells his tricks, but I got something coming up.
ABC 10 wanted to pull back the curtain and see if the circus shots were just smoke and mirrors.
I only made it one time when I actually did it. And it was probably my hardest challenge ever. Today, this is my second time, so.
So back to the well we went. But would Harriel's trick shot skills hold water? It took a couple tries, but when it was time to show up, Harriel showed out.
My parents always tell me pressure busts a pipe, so don't let it bust you. And I think for the big moments, I made for them.
We certainly hope you enjoyed watching those stories. We enjoyed telling them. A big thank you to all the student athletes, coaches, parents, everyone who made these stories possible. These athletes have overcome some great odds to get to where they are, and we are looking forward to seeing the next chapter of their lives. If there's a student athlete, team, or coach that you would like to see featured as a sports standout, head over to our website, abc10.com, and submit a nomination. For Sean Cunningham and everyone here at ABC 10, we thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you and what you have to bring in 2019 in our sports standouts.
This holiday, you don't want to cook. You want to eat, drink, and be merry around some expertly prepared steak and lobster. You want to celebrate all that's good with the ones you love, and you want to head home knowing you got a great deal. Yeah, this holiday, you want Sizzler.
Wow! You want to do one? Well, I don't know, but I've been told it'll come back if you let it go. Open your heart. Open your mind, the world's gonna turn and the sun's gonna shine. Everybody give a little, everybody give a little bit of love.
ABC 10, wherever you are.
CMA Day weekdays at noon.